2 hours into the flight of Apollo 11. It's grown quite quiet here in Mission Control.
Alright guys, Kyle here with Wagner Shots, along with my good buddy, Tyler Skibbs. Another episode for everyone. This will be episode 3, actually.
Alright.
Premise for today. What we're going to be talking about is we kind of went over, what camera you should choose for what you want to get into. And theoretically, if you were to choose a digital SLR, like we have here and here, whether it is the entry-level Nikon D3300, much smaller, compact camera body, or you go and buy used, something a little more heavy-duty. This camera came out in like 2007, and I got it for $200. It was a steal. But this is... professionals use this, professionals shot football games with this, pro NFL games for years. Mm-hmm. I'm sure this camera didn't come from an NFL game.
No.
But it's the same equipment that they would have used. So, whatever you would choose, whatever style of body is going to suit your needs, you're going to run into limitations sooner than later. And a lot of times it's going to either be your lens or your lighting. Now, what I have on here is a prime lens, and it's a 35mm 1.8 G lens. 35mm is really all you need to know. And for these cameras, they have a crop sensor. So if you were to use your aunt's, uncle's, mom's old film camera, and you hold this up to your eye, and you hold their old camera up to your eye with a 50mm lens, the angle of view would be the same. Okay, and that's because this mirror in here and the image sensor is actually smaller than 35mm film, so it's just taking a smaller image area. Is that
yeah.
So you're getting like a little more zoom out of it without even trying. It's a weird thing. It's optics. It has everything to do with the way the sensor is designed and the mirrors and everything like that. It's complicated, but you get the same angle of view with a 35mm lens as you would with a 50mm lens on 35mm film, if you're familiar with shooting with that. Which I think most kids in the high school, they've taken a graphics class or something like that. So
usually videography class, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, videography might even be something, well, if you had a graphics class and you shot 35mm film, you probably had a 50mm lens on there, and this would be the same angle of view. Now, great for portraits, because you can get close enough to a working distance that you're not like way in the person's face, but it still gives a natural look to them. If you had a really wide angle lens, like you're at 18mm on here, their nose would look big and their face would be long, and it would be a weird looking portrait.
It would be weird.
Because the proportions aren't accurately represented. So, good portrait lens for getting into it. Even the 50mm lens, you can pick them up for $100 and start shooting portraits, because, whether you want to do pictures of your kids, whether you're in high school and you say, hey bud, I can do your senior pictures for $50. You want to make some quick cash, you're just learning out. This is a great way to do it. And once you kind of get into that, you're going to want to step it up even more, because, a lot of people can take just normal photos without flash and nothing extravagant and stuff like that. You want something to set your work apart from other people. Well, that's what we have sitting on top here. This is a wireless flash controller. So you see on the back, I got all these little buttons. I can do a whole bunch of stuff. And I've got a flash unit here with the receiver. So this guy talks to this guy and tells the flash what to do. And I can put this on your camera and it's going to work exactly the same. Yeah. Even though this is from probably 2015, 2014.
Probably 2014, yeah.
Yeah, whenever it came out.
Yeah, this is more new, but it's still an entry-level camera. I love it on a personal note because it's not too big.
I like big stuff.
That's fine.
I can hammer nails with this motherfucker. That's why I bought it.
I'm all about the compact kind of thing. So that's why I stuck with the D3300, and I got to play with this before I actually bought it, and I got to try different brands, the newer brands and newer models, and this one stuck out the most to me. Why? Because I got to play around with it.
Well, and the resolution too. Canon doesn't offer it. Well, I think now they do. But, when you were looking at it, I don't think they offered a 24 megapixel entry-level camera.
I don't think they did.
And that's a big thing, I think they were stuck at between 18 and 20. And a lot of times, you might want to crop for, say, if you shot at 50 millimeters with that lens, say, and just need a little more reach, you can crop in after the fact and, get a little bit better result without losing too much detail.
Yeah.
However, next week we're actually going to go out into the world around us and do a real world application of how to use this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're giving you the basics of what you need, how to use it, and then we're going to go and show some examples, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully it's not too sunny, more like cloudy.
Well, I think sunny would be good because, if you're, a lot of times, it's a beautiful day out, I want to go and shoot, and it's just pure blue sky, and you go and start taking pictures of people, and there's all furrows and shadows under their eyebrows, and you get a weird shadow from their nose, and it's like, no, I can't do that.
We'll show you how to fix that.
Yeah.
I'll be learning too at the same time because he's done flash angles that I never knew, and then he showed me them, and I understood them.
This is really where this comes to be a powerful tool, and you can hide it really wherever you want. I mean, and this is the Photox Odin, and I know there's a couple other brands out there, but this is what I would prefer to use because some of the other manufacturers that are a little bit cheaper don't have the greatest reliability. The Photox system is kind of standard. It's tested. It works, and that's why I went with it. And I actually got this off Craigslist for $200. It's really not that big of a deal, considering it would have been like $450 if I would have bought it new. So same exact thing. So yeah, Craigslist the shit out of your equipment, and you're gonna save money like none other, because that's important right now for people who are learning and who don't have very deep pockets.
Yeah.
There's no sense in spending all kinds of money on brand new gear.
No, because when you buy the used stuff or experienced products, you get to learn out of it too at the same time.
Yeah.
So
and with this, you've got different groups and different channels, so it allows you the ability to expand. Say, I want to have, a fill light on their face, but I also want to have another flash unit behind them so it brightens up the back of their hair, kind of separates them a little more from the background. You can do that all from in here, and that gets to be a little more advanced, but we're not going to dive into that tomorrow. But this is why I chose the system also, is because it does give you that ability to go, expand above and beyond of what you need it for right now. It's something that can grow with you as a photographer, and that's why I buy the equipment that I do. I know that I'm going to need to get to a certain point at, whatever point in time, but I need to be able to deliver, and that's why I bought this stuff. So, and this is an SB600 flash. It actually doesn't matter what flash you buy. It doesn't matter if it's Nikon or Metz or Yongno.
I don't know all the brand names. So.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how cheap the flash head is that you buy, because if it goes flash, that's all you need it to do. The receiver is going to do the rest of the work. So that's something else.
And he's saying the flash, not from the flash on the
hate
camera.
That.
He hates this.
It's useless.
But
it's not a point and shoot camera. Don't make it look like a point and shoot camera,
I'm trying not to make it look like a point and shoot, but every once in a while, if you put in an auto and it's really dark, it'll pop up. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you absolutely have to get a photo at that exact moment, that will probably work. Yeah. But even having, your flash head on top of this, not only does it, and this is something that I don't really adhere to a whole lot, but it makes you look more professional, which sounds silly, but at the same time, people might have a different attitude towards you. You're like, oh, hey, that guy he's got a really big camera. He must know what he's doing. Well, so long as your work dictates that, so long as you put quality work out, then sure, yeah, I got the skills to pay the bills. But, if you are going to use a flash, just having the flash on the camera and even a little bit above is going to give better results than that little thing.
Yeah.
Same output, same everything. It wouldn't matter. It's going to give better results from the different angle. And that's why we have this wireless trigger, is because it's about how you throw the light at your subject. That's really what it comes down to, is being able to, so to speak, paint the light where you want it. That's how you get your good portraits. That's how you set your work above, somebody else down the street who's got the same gear as you. But if you know how to use flash, even a little bit, you're going to have better results. And you're going to get more creative, too. Because it's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, holy shit, and you're just going to go on a tangent and experiment. And, that's a big thing as far as getting that creative flow going. Because you're just going to start doing stuff, and your results are going to come along with it. So not only will you get better results from being creative, you're going to learn along the way.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing right now. So,
yeah.
Quick question for you though.
Hell yeah.
I did see people add soft boxes to their onboard flash.
Yeah, and that's going to help. And you could even honestly use a piece of wax paper, or even have it's so silly. You could take a piece of 8.5 by 11. Paper, and just stick it right here and have it jut out from the flash and zoom in on something really close, and that whole piece of paper almost then acts as a soft light if you wanted to get really close down onto something. And it gives actually pretty good results. I mean, and that's just another part of learning to use your equipment and working with the light, so it's not necessarily that flash itself is bad. It's how you use it. If you use it like a point and shoot, it's going to look like a point and shoot camera, and it's going to be shitty.
Yeah.
But if you do some diffusing, or you do this, or you do that, you use it to your creative advantage, and it's going to work for you.
Okay.
So
I just want to throw that in there because I saw people literally take fabric soft boxes and they just put them over, and it was all it didn't velcro to the whole thing, but it adjusted to it so that it
kind of cinched on. And and that's going to help, and it's just going to diffuse that light a little bit. Because a lot of times when you use that flash and you take photos like that, it's you still get those harsh shadows. If you shoot with somebody that has glasses on, you're going to see a shadow on the outline of their glasses. You're going to see the outline, the shadow from their ear to their, the back of their neck or something like that. And you don't want that. No. So you diffuse that light, and it's just going to cut down those harsh shadows a little bit. And it is going to give a better result. So, yeah, I mean, that's something to keep in mind, too. Okay. So if you are on a ridiculous budget, grab a piece of paper.
I'm going to look for a light like this, but is that the one that only points up and down, or does it also turn?
No, you can point it straight up, and it does.
That's exactly what I was thinking about getting.
Yeah, so say you're shooting indoors, and you want to bounce the light off of a wall, and this is another way to do it too. You can have your subject on a wall, bounce the light off them, and it's just another way to diffuse the light. So it's going out and expanding, and it's falling just a little more soft on them. It's not harsh, because again, you don't want to just shoot the light straight up at them. Either bounce it up or off to the side, and you're going to have to work in every situation, in every pose that they do, or in whatever location that you're at. You're going to have to figure out what is going to work best for that particular shoot, that particular angle. So for you, shooting the events that you do and everything, a lot of times what I would do is just shoot straight up, and that bounces the light off the ceiling, and it falls back down on people. Now, it's not really going to work that well if you've got a 20-foot ceiling or something like that, but it would probably still be better than nothing.
Okay. Now the facility I'm going to be at, yeah, well, I'm not going to be able to get a light like this, but the whole
You want to borrow it?
maybe we'll talk about that maybe off camera.
Yeah.
The facility I'll be at in a couple weeks, the whole facility arches up almost like a chapel,
Yeah.
but it's also considered a barn at the same time. Now, with just shooting straight up, even though the ceiling's like 25, 30 feet up in the air,
Yeah.
would it be better just to bounce it off behind or off to the side if I'm pointing this way and the archery's like this? Or would it be better to shoot straight up and then get that light to bounce back down?
Well, if it is an archway, oops, goodbye camera. If it is an archway, and you think like this, so to speak. So if you're in the middle, like right where my thumbs are, and you just shoot straight up, it's gonna diffuse everything, and it's probably not gonna have enough time to come down. But if you're off more to the side and you shoot at the wall here, you're gonna have a better shot of getting it back down where you want. But it's gonna be a hard thing, and like I said, you're gonna have to play with it. You might even be better off shooting it, getting people or taking shots that are like closer next to the wall and just going like that, or even off at an angle, so it doesn't go up as much. You'll have to figure out what is going to work best for you, or maybe you are going to have enough power to bounce it straight up. That's kind of one of the benefits of having a more powerful flash, is you can just throw more light and it's going to dissipate a greater area. It's going to illuminate more.
I'm about to probably go shopping tomorrow.
You
or maybe
might.
Today. Might actually go today.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
check our local retailer.
Yep. Our local retailer is Arts Cameras Plus, so I'm going to go check that place out. And see what
Maybe
kind
we
of
should
fun.
tag them on Facebook.
I think we should tag
I
Arts
might
Cameras
have to give
Plus.
them a call straight up.
I got my whole
Cold
camera.
call marketing.
We should really, just say, hey, we just reference you guys.
Yeah.
I got mine at Arts Cameras Plus. The place used to be a bank, but they use the whole facility now as a camera store.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
They're really cool people. They really harness in on what you really want, which is what I love.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going a little off topic, but that's where I got mine at.
And I think,
real short.
wasn't the first couple of questions that they asked, or what are you shooting? Like straight up, what are you shooting? What do you want to do?
Yeah, what are you doing? They really know what they want to get out of you. Even if it's stuff that you don't know, they'll get it out of you.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, that's their job. But, at the same time, and I used to work in sales for a long time. A returned product is worse than having no sale. So they're going to sell you something that you're going to use, just bottom line. And, you didn't want to buy used. You wanted something new out of the box that is, fresh, and that's what you got. And they got you set up. So
yeah, and if I got used, and I don't know, something about it in my mind just didn't work with me. I don't.
Yeah.
But I had the money at the time, and I'm like, you know what? I deserve a really nice camera because I've been doing this wedding thing for a long time, and I'm like, I think I deserve a really nice camera. Like, I deserved a really nice set of headphones. So
yeah, and I mean, obviously you're a DJ, so you should have that equipment.
I should really have really nice things that give really good quality. So that's
and it's about projecting yourself as a brand, really.
Exactly.
So that's what you gotta do.
You don't have to buy new. I bought new. It felt okay for me. And they even asked that too. Are you looking for something used or something new? And I said, well, let's weigh over the options. What the
and I don't think
budget
at
were.
the time they had. I think they had like a D7000 or something, and it was like
I think it was used.
Yeah, it was used, and it's the older one than this, and it was an okay camera for the time, but I wasn't feeling it. I thought that was a better performing piece of equipment.
On top of it, too, all the cameras, you can interchange the lenses. I am going to find a better lens. This was a stock lens. This is an 18 to 55 millimeter lens with a VR stabilizer.
Yeah.
Now, in the next video, we're going to use a more awesome stabilizing effect when we go out and about.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some video shooting. And we're gonna use an improvised monopod rig.
I will say this: if you are a little shaky, I'm not when I shoot or do videos. It's only the way I move the camera around. But if you are shaky, Try to
That
find
helps.
a lens that has a VR. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in low light too. That's really where it comes into handy.
Yeah.
You know, because you can, unless your subject is moving super fast,
That too.
you know, then you're going to be screwed either way because you don't have the shutter speed to cover it. But if you're taking a picture of a sunset and, you know, it goes back to like taking a picture on your phone, you know, you're standing there and you're shaky and it needs, the shutter has to be open for a longer time
Yeah.
to get in the little bit of light. You know, this lens actually has, it moves the elements around inside the barrel to have it so the light hits the focal plane
Yeah.
at exactly the
We
same
had fun
point.
that one time where we put the camera on the tripod and then we let the exposure take a lot longer. Remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
That was a really good picture.
Excuse me.
I don't think I shared that picture yet. I should really try to get those pictures shared.
Yeah, because I think I gave them to you, right?
I think it was shot off of, no, it was shot off of yours, I think.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'll
either.
have to check.
How
Whatever,
many-
for a story for another day. I mean, I think we got a pretty good, you know, justification on how using Flash is really going to step up your work.
Yeah.
You know, and it just as far as explaining what it can do is not going to do it justice. We're going to have to go out and shoot next week and really give examples. And of course, there's all kinds of other videos on YouTube that you can look and say, oh, well, this flash works. Yeah, that's nice, but we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we haven't really done
And
a
wait.
full field test. And
No, yeah.
when we do a full field test, everyone's just going to like, oh, you know, they'll start picking up on.
Well, you know, I sure as hell
Ideas.
hope so. And, you know, you can see a little bit of the way that I work, too, in my thought process behind things. So, we need a model.
We do need a model, so we're going to have to try to find someone.
Yeah. If you're free next Friday.
I think Kayla would want to do it because she was with us on the last video. So
Okay.
she might want to jump in on that. But hey,
Yeah.
if anyone, come on down.
Yeah, because getting the audience involved would be pretty cool. I like that. Shout out right now, going out. Wagner to Shots, you can either, well, of course, message the page. How about that? We want a model for next Friday. And I know it's a lot of, like, my friends and family that basically watch this anyways. So, shout out. If you want to be a model, contact the page. I'll get in touch. And, you know, come down to Greendale, or maybe we can travel a little bit. But, yeah, we'll get it going on. So,
Cool.
but I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, great topic for today. We'll be able to do all the field testing next week. Hopefully we get some models. It was good talking on lighting and entry level cameras.
Yeah, and I'm maybe I'll have you do the shoot and make you learn.
Oh yeah, so he'll be behind the camera and I'll be the model.
Yeah. We'll see. All right.
All right, good talking with you.
Take it easy, guys. Wagner to Shots. Like, subscribe, and catch you next time.
See you guys.
See you next week.